Well, hello everybody. Long time no see, and this is my game that somehow became the #1 post on Imgur and the #1 post on the Indie Games subreddit. So, hi everybody. It's been quite a minute, and let's kind of get into the details of this game, how it went viral, what's the plans for the future, and a cool thing like this. Oh, a little bit of a weird animation there. Did not go fully, but anyways, let's get into, a little bit off there, but that's okay. Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Jack Chapple, and, well, I'm working on this game. Let's back up a little bit. Last time you guys saw me, I was making two games, kind of a card game, and then the last one was a, kind of an action-adventure game. Looked not that great, but I got a lot of coding done and learned a lot. But then my main YouTube channel took off. And, well, that made quite a bit of money, and I really focused on that. My games, I discontinued them fully. They're 100% dead. Yeah, a little bit of weird water there. So I made a lot of money, and then after quarantine, I got a little bit sick, and I was like, hey, let's try and just make games for fun again. And so about a month and a half ago, or 2 months ago, something like that, I was like, hey, you know what would be cool? You know, you have some money now. Why don't you try and actually make a game with some actually good software for the first time? Again, I have lots of clipping here, by the way. Ignore that. This is just a test level. It's not going to be in the game. It's just made to look pretty while I walk around. Yeah, so I got some software. I got some character creation software that helped. Actually, I got some motion capture software. I got facial motion capture. I've done facial motion capture and got the audio, so I can do dialogue and cutscenes now with facial expressions, full body movement. I'll get to that later on. But I spent, you know, thousands of dollars just for fun, kind of, to make a game, and wasn't planning on releasing it. But I posted a couple clips onto Imgur and Reddit recently, and, well, people are saying, hey, I want to buy this game, finish it. Like a lot of people. You know, it's gotten, whatever, 1,000 comments or thousands, I don't know how many, but it was a lot. It was the first #1 post on Imgur in at least Canada, so, yeah, and then Reddit, it took off too and everything. So, yeah, this is the, here's the plan. I started making this game for fun with a male protagonist, actually. Then I'm like, you know what, hair looks cool. Let's try to change the story a little bit. So I made the main character a female named, for now, Maya. And she throws her shield. That's going to be the main weapon. Ooh, yeah, again, there are some weird things going on right now with the shield where it works a lot of the times, but it's still not professional yet. But you play as Maya. Her, you know, village is destroyed. Her and her baby brother are the only ones that survive. And you pretty much go on this journey to find a safe haven, while also being curious about your past, your parents, and finding out why people are trying to hunt you down, specifically. So, that's the story. It takes place in ancient times with potentially multiple mythologies. Spoilers. And that's kind of what the story is. I've actually written the dialogue and the screenplay and the cameras, like I've written them all out, so I have an idea of what I actually want to be in the game, and what it looks like. It's just, so getting to the cinematics now. So, the motion capture stuff. I have the Rikoku motion capture suit, but I'm waiting on the smart gloves. I do not want to do a full motion capture cinematic scene, and have to actually do the hand animations myself or add the hand motion capture afterwards. That's a lot of work. And so they delayed them by about 4 weeks, so they should be here, they said, mid to late December. They were supposed to be here sometime in November, but, you know, COVID, it happens, plus these gloves are beta. It's not at the fault of Rikoku, it's a new technology. I think that they're the first affordable motion capture gloves, just period. So, you know, it's the fact that they're delayed a month is not a big deal to me. And anyways, look at the hair, by the way. I worked a little pretty hard. I still have some work to do on the hair, but the hair flows. It's also the field of view is purposely out of vision, blur. It's blurred right now. that is because when you throw the shield, you will have a little bit of a blur, because I think that looks pretty cool. I just was too lazy to add the reverse blur, because it's an extra, 30 minutes of work. But I'll do that eventually. I have a lot of work to do on this. So anyways, the story, I started working on this game for fun like a month or two ago, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do this as my main thing. It got hyped enough where people are like, if you make a good game, or even like a 6 out of 10 game, and it looks cool, they're going to buy it. And I was like, you know what, it's not even really about the money as much. Like, I want it to do well to be worth my while. If the game, makes a good amount of money, I'd love to make games full time. And so let's just kind of give you, how long will this game take, demo, things along those lines. So, release date, hope just 2021, aiming for probably end of the year. Demo, hopefully in a few months. This is all dependent on getting the motion capture gloves and how long it actually takes me to make a scene. And I have some voice actors and composers that really want to work on this game, like really want to work on it. Some said that they would do it for free. I would pay them. I'm luckily in a position where I could just actually pay people to work on games, so that's good. It's just a very strange thing that happened. I've built several levels. This isn't even a level. This is just a test thing to look good, as I said. I have a cave level. I have a village level. Maybe I'll turn this into an actual level. I don't even know. I don't have a plan for it to be an actual level, but it could easily turn into one. It's actually a good space for a fight, so I might actually do that. But yeah, if you're kind of skeptical on me finishing this game, you should be one. But two, I have built all of the systems that go into a game minus the cinematics. If you look at my previous devlogs from previous games, I've done AI, I've done combat, I've done abilities, I've done UI, not well, but I've done UI, functional UI. I've done pretty much everything else that goes, quests, I've done saving, loading, everything else that goes into a game I've done. It's just actually sticking to it this time and putting a year into my life into something. Probably more, maybe more. How long should the story be? A story will most likely be 3 hours. The whole game, I mean. I really am trying, based on my previous games, I really want to focus on just making a game I can actually finish. And, a 2 to 3 hour story is kind of what one person can do. But if the game gets hyped up enough, and maybe I do a Kickstarter or something, maybe I could make the game a little bit longer and maybe spend an extra year on it or something. So I'm open to all of those things. Like, I love making games. I'm so fortunate, just kind of explaining to you guys a few things. Oh, by the way, this is running at 4K right now. So this is 4K resolution with Adobe Premiere recording this audio, because the audio on NVIDIA sucks. And also having the full 4K recording software open. It's saying right now, so 4K it's at, with all the stuff open, 46 frames a second. If I look into a less water-intensive area, it goes up to, 57 it says there, so it's running pretty well. But, yeah, I'm trying to focus on a game that I can actually finish, and, if the game sells well and stuff, I'd really love to make games full-time. I've loved working on this, and, the fact that I have a lot of attack animation. I have a lot of the animations actually done. I just, it's one of those things where they're really choppy and the transitions aren't very good right now. I have swords and shields and stuff that are good to go. And in previous clips, if you look on maybe the Imgur or Reddit, I might post in the link below, you can see some of the other stuff I've worked on for this game. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy how hyped up it got from just a few clips. But hopefully I can just work on some of the cinematics, and if the cinematics look good, then I think that we might actually have a good game. I mean, I've looked at, my hopes is that this can be something like Bright Memory, if you guys have seen that game. So Bright Memory, it's a very, very linear game, and it's a first-person game, so it can make, based on that, you can actually make the environment look better. Because if you want to make your character, you have a choice when you make games, if you want to make your character look good, or if you want to make the environment look good, what the balance is. If you have a first-person game, it's a lot easier to make the environment look good, but if you want to make your character look good, the environment has to get downgraded. So that's what it's going to have to be for me. But right now, on 1080p on my computer without recording software, it's running at about 140 frames a second on my computer. Now, my computer is beefy, so on the average gaming computer that's about 4 or 5 years old, it'll probably run at 100 frames per second. On an older computer, 60, but that'll go down as I add more stuff. So my goal is, if it can run at 1080p on my computer at 100 frames a second, then it'll run at 60 on most gaming computers. It'll run at 30 or more on all consoles, even older ones like PS4 and the old Xbox. So that's the goal. But that's, the hair and the cloth and stuff needs some work. Lots of stuff needs work, but it's just kind of crazy that, just all of the other previous games that I've kind of started building have kind of really let me start making the mechanics for this game way faster. And just having some money too to spend on textures that I couldn't spend last year. The budget for this game is, I don't want to spend too much more money, but like theoretically I've made quite a bit of money on my main YouTube channel, so I can spend as much as I really want on this game. So it's just more about, I don't know. It's one of those things where goals for this game, as long as it's a 3-hour campaign, hopefully I can sell it for like $20 or something like that, maybe less. If it's the price of a movie ticket, like movie tickets are what, $8 to $12 for an hour. If I can make, a game where it's maybe you play through it twice, maybe sell it for $20 or something, maybe less, $15. I don't know. Lots of stuff still up in the air. I don't know if I mentioned the ability tree yet. So for the abilities, this is one of the things I want to ask you guys actually. So for the abilities, I'm not quite sure what route I want to go. So there's a few routes I'm thinking of. One of which is just like an Assassin's Creed. You level up, or you find something and you are able to upgrade your abilities. So that's one way to go. That's a general route. Probably the route I'm going to go. Number 2 is like a God of War. You have to find the abilities, or buy them in some cases. I might go that route. Third is actually Fable. I've thought about this, but it would make it a little harder for the story. But what if your choices affected your abilities in what you could become in the game and what you could unlock? And I'm trying to think of a way to actually do that that's not evil or good, but maybe like a warrior or like mage route. Like the choices you actually make, or maybe like a Skyrim kind of, how you kill people or how you go about the game, stealth, whatever, actually affects the upgrade paths. And I think that's an actual achievable feat that I can do in the game. But it's just extra work. But I kind of like it. Giving the player the ability of choice, or the illusion of choice, in a sense, might... I don't know. I think that would be a decent differentiator. But I'm not sure. What do you guys think? What route should I go for abilities? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, I have a lot of the combat stuff done. I built AI before. I built a lot of the things before. It's just... The only thing I'm worried about for this game, before I shut up and log off here... Only thing I'm worried about is the cinematics. That's the only thing where I have no experience in. I've done a little bit. Like I've done previous kind of cuts before, but I would like to have this game done in one cut, and I've tried it already. I've done some experimentation with cine cameras and stuff, and I think I can actually do it. I think it would look cool. Very God of War inspired stuff. So that's the only thing I'm really worried about, is motion capture and putting cinematics in the game. Everything else I've done at least to a moderate level before, so that's the goal. Yeah, so hopefully the next time I see you, I don't know what I'm going to work on. I'm just kind of taking it easy. I kind of want to work on a level of some sort, or maybe I'll finish the screenplay. So again, when you're actually building a full-scale game, I've noticed too, is that a lot of the programming is only a small portion of it. I mean, it's a good portion, but, you have to make sure the quests flow with the screenplay, which flows with the story. And you also have to make sure the story flows with what you can actually achieve in the game. So initially, like if I had unlimited resources, I'd put like make an Assassin's Creed Odyssey kind of, or Valhalla, and just do it like that, and you do a bunch of side quests. But if you're one person, you have to take more of a linear route. So one main quest, very little side quests, if any. Just you're going one direction. Maybe there's some side goals you can do or achievements, but that's about it. Just trying to narrow this game down so I can actually finish it. So a few last things I just want to mention. There's a lot of popping of some character models. I'm playing around with optimization. So like when you walk here and then when you walk here, see the rock pops. Also, the camera will need to be changed. It's a little bit too close right now. A few other things. But you know what? This is just a general update. So when can you expect a demo? Don't know. A few months after I get my gloves, I will hopefully have one out, but I'll let you know. I really have no idea. So I just want to have a basic combat system done. Just the shield working and maybe the spear, like fully done. So here's what I want to be done before the demo comes out. Shield combat, I want it to be done. I want it to be polished. So blocking, parrying, also, I just spawned another shield. So again, this is going to look pretty bad, I think. Yep, there you go. I spawned another shield by accident, so that is my bad. Now I have 2 shields. But anyways, that's a god power. So what I want to be polished, I want shield combat, I want spear combat, I want at least 5 to 10 minutes of fully polished game to be done. So cinematics, one cinematic or multiple. And I just want a good 5 to 10 minute experience, and then from there I will start building the rest of the game. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I really hope that. I mean, if this game gets enough support, this is what I would do full time. And so, but for that, I need a 5 to 10 minute, fully polished experience to show everyone, including you guys. And then maybe I'll do a Kickstarter, and then if that gets enough support, I'll just drop everything and do this. So that'd be cool. Anyways, for now, that's going to log off. I'm going to log off. Stay tuned for more devlogs. Don't know when the next one will be. I might just work on the screenplay. I might just work on level design, which is not too interesting. Yeah, I won't be doing updates unless there's something at least moderately new, and they won't be this long. This is just a, hey, everyone, it's been a while. My previous devlogs were 5 to 10 minutes, I think, so we'll stick to that. Anyways, I'll see you guys hopefully in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We'll see. Bye bye.